Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben.
I'm Jeff. How you doing tonight?
And tonight is Thursday night with Eben and Jeff plus guests. Today we don't have any guests, but it's Eben and Jeff. And this is show number 45. And we're going to do something that's kind of trending, if you will. And Jeff, give them the topic of tonight.
So tonight's topic is going to be how to keep your car safe and disinfected from COVID-19.
Important.
If you have passengers, if you heard about COVID-19, but you had people in your car prior to them telling you about it, you might have it in your car. Have you gone through and disinfected your vehicle? You wash your hands, you wear gloves, you wear masks. We stand 6 feet apart, except for me and Eben. We're doing everything we can. Have you taken care of your car? Are you taking passengers? Do you have elderly family members? This is all stuff we're going to discuss tonight. So, you done washing? You almost done? Wait, dry them off. Dry them off. Not on your pants, even. Okay.
All right. So there you go. You got a little visual. So that's what we're talking about, how to keep everything wonderfully clean, spick and span, if you will.
Yes,
Jeffries.
absolutely.
And it's such a beautiful thing when your car smells fresh and makes you really feel like you're home. Because everyone, that's their home away from home. You get in your car and you say, you know what, I'm going to go drive 6, 18, 25 hours to Texas or drive to Nolens or something. And you want to have that peace of mind, say, hey, get in my car and I don't have to worry about nothing. And it's just such a nice feeling. I remember when I had my C5 Corvette, I had that feeling, and I used to go to Supercar Sunday, Woodland Hills, California. I know we got a lot of great subscribers out there. Thanks for being a part of the channel. And just such a beautiful thing. But today we're going to be talking about disinfecting. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe to the channel. Tap the notification bell, that way you can come back and watch all this wonderful information for your vehicle later. Now, Jeff and I talk a lot about protecting your vehicles with lubricants. Today, it's going to be a little bit different.
Protecting the occupants. That's our goal. So let's start with the basics. So what do you think inside of a car is probably the things that need to be most disinfected? What do you think?
I know there's a coating usually I see on a lot of dirty cars, the armrest, the steering wheel.
Oh, that nasty film, like
the door panel.
Yeah. So we'll start with all the stuff that people are generally going to touch. Dashboard, steering wheel, door panels, windows, outside door handles, all that stuff people are going to be in contact with. So that's where I would start. My adventure. Even I know that you've dealt with some really intricate detailing. I know that you've done some insane detailing.
Yeah.
So what would you use to start to clean all of it off? And then I'll cover the disinfecting. What do you start with? Because you've got to get it clean first. So to get all that schmeckle off of there, what do you do?
What I usually do is I always did a really light, either like little soap suds are great if it's an older car. If you want to do something that's a little bit more aggressive than just bubbles, what you actually do is you put soap in like an oil bucket. You go ahead and rinse it around a lot, shake it up until you actually take the foam bubbles and you wipe that right on stuff, and that really takes off dirty stuff. And that's how we clean the 59 Cadillac of mine. We did the door panels. That's a very delicate two-fingering process. And it's like this wonderful, it's almost like polishing your puss, but in a different way with 2 fingers. And exactly, Jeff, exactly. Now Jeff cleans his hands just so he knows they're clean. He did. So that wasn't a completely contaminated fingering. But the fingerings happen, and you want to be delicate. You don't want to penetrate too hard. If you push on an old panel, ooh, you could pop right through, so you want to watch that.
Or crushing the batting underneath, because sometimes they have that foam stuff, you can just feel it break.
Particle board, you can be pushing and just go right through. So don't do that, be easy with it. If you want to use something that has more punching power, this is a little bit skeptical. You don't want to use it on certain materials because it can eat it out. And I actually wrecked my yoga mat. But it does have tremendous power, and that is Simple Green. You can use Simple Green. You want to dilute it 5 to 1 or more. So that's 5 parts distilled water, 1 part simple green or more. And I use that for cleaning up motor oil. I use it for cleaning up my shoes when I get oil all over them. Now, the thing is though, that's a heavy detergent, and it's, it delaminates oil, and it actually messes with the oils and plastics and rubbers. So you really don't want to get it on certain things. Now, if you're spot checking carpet, it'll really help get stuff on the carpet. And it's pet friendly, and it's biodegradable.
It smells great. I love how Simple Green smells.
It doesn't give me a headache.
No.
My eyes don't water, and if you get it on your hands, you're not going to have permanent damage like Clorox.
Yeah.
So the benefits are vast. However, if you do straight Simple Green, just so you know, you will delaminate rubbers, plastics, and carpet. You can damage carpet with it. So it has to be diluted, and you have to be very light with it. So the best thing, if it's a very old car, you want to use just little suds.
So here's what's cool is Eben and I actually do almost no planning prior to the show. About 5 minutes before we start filming, maybe earlier in the day, we'll say, okay, this will be our topic, think about it. And then 5 minutes, we'll figure out what we're going to name it, and we'll go from there. So Eben didn't know, but soap and water, or soap, is the best thing you can use to clean this up if you're doing a thorough cleaning and washing. One of the things that protects the virus is a shell made of lipids. Lipid is another name for fats and oils. Soap breaks down oils. So once you break that outer shell, the virus is fragile at that point and gets to die. It's that outer shell that protects it and lets it travel on, and you know, that lipid when it comes in, whatever, science and shit, okay? So that is the best thing. So we've covered all the hard fabric, or the hard materials, the plastics, the leathers, the pleather and the vinyl and stuff like that. So now we need to do the seats. There's a place where you put your ass all the time. You sit where other people have sat, probably many times, and you just don't think of it like that. You say, oh, I'm gonna go sit in that chair. How many asses have been in that chair? Huh?
You just don't know.
You have
could be a rental vehicle.
Oh, goodness me.
Could be a bus driver in Memphis.
So
you never know.
I would say personally for fabric, because I mean here in Vegas you much prefer fabric seats over leather or vinyl, because on that day where it's 109 outside and 155 in your car, there's this like little piece of skin on the back of your thigh right here. So if you're wearing shorts and you sit down, you melt this part of your leg on 155 degree vinyl. So all my vehicles I have, I've got cloth seats.
That would be horrible.
Oh. So if you have cloth seats like I do, any of your aerosol disinfectants, Lysol or some of the sort, you're really not going to want to do like a heavy soaking or anything like that.
Yeah, it's icky.
Yeah, you do a light spray, and if you want to make sure that it gets in there, do a heavier spray, and then take a wash rag or a paper towel and just wipe the surface. It'll push all of it into the fabric, it'll disperse, and that will it takes care of 99.9%. If you want to get that last little bit of 0.1%, you need to get a road flare, 3 gallons of gasoline, and a pair of running shoes. You're going to light the car on fire and run. That takes care of that 0.1% in case you really got to take care of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a glowing expedition.
I think I know we should have a glowing expedition.
Oh my God, is that subconscious?
I think so. I think you called it. All right, we're gonna do a show out in the desert somewhere. So, anyways, back on topic. Don't blow up your car unless you just want to be 100% germ free. But check your local and state laws, because there might be laws against blowing up your own vehicle or even burning your vehicle for that matter.
We don't need the toxins.
No, well, definitely not.
We're eliminating how much smog with AMSOIL Signature Series.
We're eliminating smog right now because nobody's driving.
Exactly. You know, I go out and about and I feel so free. You know, the roads are open, clean, crisp.
And the air is beautiful. I mean, if you guys just go to your front door, don't go too far, but go get some of that vitamin D outside. Well, we're going to go detail your car the rest of the way, so we've got the fabric taken care of, right?
Yeah.
For your carpet, I would recommend shampooing. do a shampoo on the carpets. And if you want to do a shampoo on your seats, doing shampoo yourself is not that difficult. Make sure you use a good cleaner though. And if you use somebody's old used vac, it might have that musty water smell. So if you want to do the shampoo, personally, I call a detailer to come do it. We've got detail guys out here that for anywhere between $30 and $100, you'll get your car done front to back, washer, you know.
And they'll be helping the community.
Yeah, help. There's a guy who needs a job, and he's doing the dirty work for you. So the other thing, what else do we have inside of a car?
That's a great question, Jeff. I know the vents, a lot of people get scared.
Ooh.
Speaking of the cross-eyed devil, I actually had a one. Oh my God, that's the guy I saw.
It's him.
Oh my God, I actually ended up having a really great subscriber call in, and he goes, "It's awesome you're doing these oil changes. Now, did you know if you have the filter for my car too, did you do it?" And I said, usually it's under the glove box.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so important to get all that crap out of there. So throw on some rubber gloves, change out your cabin air filter, get that crap out of there. And also, Jeff, we should probably tell them to go ahead and turn on the circulate in your car instead of have the outside air come in.
Yeah.
Have it recirculate in your own car.
That's a great call. So as far as the cabin air filter, let me tell you guys, it's the forgotten filter. I pull out cabin air filters that have like stacks. They'll have like little seeds off of trees. I've seen like bees in them and stuff. I mean, we're talking massive. Caked. I pull that out, I put it in, and all of a sudden they come back and they say, "Oh my God, my AC's working." I'm like, yeah, because it can breathe. So there's a couple of products out there on the market. There are specific disinfectants for your HVAC in your car. You spray it into we were talking about the recirc or the fresh air vent. You spray it into there, it goes through the entire system. It disinfects the evaporator core. It disinfects the blower wheel. It also disinfects the heater core. That being said, I don't specifically know the names of the products, but I know you can get them. They're fogging systems. It'll tell you how to use it. And then do that, change your cabin filter. You can even get a really good one they have. I have seen antimicrobial. I don't remember where or when, but boy, that would be cool as hell to get an antimicrobial cabin filter. If you have allergies, I mean, shoot, alone, they call it's a pollen filter. It takes care of you.
Now, I know we're talking about a lot of elements, and I want to caution everyone. A couple days ago, I got thinking about this germ stuff. Started getting self-conscious and starting to get in my own head. And I just want to warn you guys, yeah, there is a risk, but in the same token, don't overdo it. You can really think about this too much, and it started getting to me. And I actually had to talk with myself. I go, Eben, would you stop being a sappy pussy? And I said, just cut that thinking out. And I really did, and I feel a lot better. So just watch, overdoing the cleaning. You don't want to wash the skin off your hands.
Yeah.
You don't want to start, next thing you put your head through glass or something. Don't do that stuff. Don't get overboard with it. And I didn't get near that level, but
Cabin fever.
I was like 5% walking towards that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really had to kind of smack myself. So just watch how much you're worried about cleaning everything. It's not that extent. You want to be cautious of everyone around you. If you do go out in public, someone that looks sick is sick, and if they sneeze or they cough, you can get it, and it can travel. But other than that, you don't have to get all wacky and worry about getting in a car accident, trying to drive with your elbows or something like that, right, Jeff?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not that level.
Be responsible about it, but it's something that, I thought of it because, you know why I thought of it? I get in and out of people's cars all day long. It would make me super thrilled if everybody came to me and said, "Hey Jeff, I brought you my car for service, we just disinfected it." Guess what? I'm in everybody's car. Now I know I'm not sick. I have not been tested, I do not know, but I have zero symptoms, which is cool. The customers are coming to me. I got in a car today, and a little bit of a bomb scare. customers came here and the wife stayed in the other car. I had just gotten done working on hers. She said, "Oh, I'm staying over here because I'm not feeling well."
Oh,
She's got done working on her car.
wow.
So that being said, I'm at risk. I mean, there's no BS about it. You know, I wear gloves, I wash,
The rubbers.
I do.
Yeah.
All this, my fingers are all like fudgy, weird looking. And look, my fingers have like the water wrinkles and stuff. Wearing gloves all day, but I'm doing my part. I'm not going to give it to anybody. Yeah. So sanitize your car. It's good for you. It's good for everybody. You got your pollen filter. You've got all your surfaces, like we had discussed. You know, you got your vinyl, your leather. You've got your floors. You've got your seats. I don't know if you carry bodies in your trunk recently, and in the past it's been fine, but anything within the last 6 months, if you've put any bodies in there, even if it's in a body bag, I would just be cautious.
Yeah, don't be overconfident.
That's right.
So, you know, yeah, I put myself back in check, but I'm still very aware of my surroundings. What am I touching all the time? Am I touching my puss? You know, watch touching all your facial features and stuff like that. You know, so I just go here, that's it. But we also wanted to tap into something interesting and got to thinking about thinking. And that ended up resulting in a conclusion. I had to share it with you. If you have a car that's just kind of sitting, you know, you're sitting idle, I don't know what I'm going to do right now, you're not working, and I don't need to drive it much, you might want to put in some fuel stabilizer.
Upper cylinder.
Yep, the AMSOIL makes fuel stabilizer. You can also get the upper cylinder, and if you want a really good one that's hardcore, a cleaner and a stabilizer, that's called the Quick Shot. And Quick Shot is a one that goes in motorcycles, ATVs, UTVs, Hondas, and that's a stabilizer and an injection cleaner all in one.
That's awesome.
And I really recommend that one if you have an opportunity to pick up a bottle of that. Very inexpensive compared to how it'll save your fuel system.
Yeah, and if anybody has any off-road sports equipment and stuff like that, or even a regular bike that you winterize, there is nothing worse than in the spring going out there and wanting to start your bike up and realizing that your carb's gummed up, you got to pull it. You know why I'm not a motorcycle mechanic even? I hate pulling the fuel tank off. If you want to do anything on a motorcycle, pull the fuel tank, pull the seat, and still have no room to work. So that is really the reason I hate working on bikes, but
You can avoid that.
I did it again. Get that bottle out of the Quick
Yeah,
Shot.
so what you want to do, you throw in the bottle of Quick Shot, go ahead and motor her up, let her idle for a minute or two, let it circulate through the system. Now that's actually going to sit in your injectors and the lines. It's not going to allow the condensation to separate. You're not going to have the ethanol separation, the condensation, the moisture. And believe it or not, there's calcium deposits in moisture and water.
Yeah.
And that can actually build up on the clunk and the floater, and it can just corrode the living you know what out of your fuel system. So it's not that that's going to happen in 2-3 months. It's that you're proactive and you don't let it become accumulative. Because it's not like 2-3 months you're just going to have a motorcycle that doesn't start up.
Yeah, no.
Not going to happen. Now you get a new motorcycle in 8 years, you live in say Nolens or down in Florida where it's very moist, and
Yeah.
in 8 to 10 years you can easily have a whole messed up fuel system.
Yeah, easy.
You know, yeah, from a boat, anything.
Funny you mentioned the upper cylinder. Actually, a couple of customers recently this week that I had talked to about the fact that they're not going to be doing as much driving, and I saw they had full tanks. I said, here, take this with you, throw this in there, because the little old lady, she's about to go to her kid's house for 3 months. So I said, throw this in your tank. You're not going to have to worry when you come back. Your gas is going to work just as well. It's not going to have any buildup in the fuel system. We're not going to have to worry about the fuel filter falling apart internally and plugging. You know, all the nasty stuff that can happen. And again, another a very inexpensive product for everything that it does. I mean, it's,
Oh yeah, costs the price of a cup of coffee
Yeah.
for a bottle of upper cylinder lubricant, and it ends up saving you so far where I'm at 0.9 average miles a gallon, and that's on a 2004 Ford Expedition 5.4 liter, and I mean almost a mile a gallon. It almost just blows my mind.
yeah. Those things are, I mean, notorious gas hogs.
They're horrible.
So the fact that you're getting a mile a gallon more, that's fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, you're getting your car ready to sit. You make sure, check your tire pressure. Don't sit on low tires.
You'll have a flat spot. Make sure the tire pressure's right.
That will screw up a bearing too. And if you're going to leave it for an extended amount of time, it's actually not a horrible idea. They do this in RVs to jack it up and set it on 4 jack stands.
I like that, Jim.
Because it won't leave any pressure on the tire, it leaves no pressure on the suspension.
If you're good with cars and you know what we're talking about, just do it just right.
Yeah.
Just do that, yeah.
So I made a mistake in one of my vehicles and I got a flat spot on the bottom, ended up taking out a bearing because it really does affect your car that much. So what are we at? Okay, so we got a little bit left. The sanitization. Carry a little bit of a sanitizing wipe if you have it, or something like that, mild, to do your door handles on the outside. Because people grab door handles, and people might even grab. You can't control who grabs your outside door handle.
A lot of people are always checking your car. You'll be surprised.
Oh God, yeah. See somebody walking. I've seen people
Door
walk
checkers.
Yeah, and they're just looking for one person to forget to lock the door.
Yep.
I'm not telling you to worry about that. I'm telling you worry about the fact that this guy was downtown last week. I don't know the name of the girl he was with, but I wouldn't trust what's on his hands.
Exactly. And Jeff paints a somewhat disturbing picture, but the point is it's real, and we need to be aware. And like I said, I don't want anyone to go and hide, or get over the board where they're thinking their life's going to end here, and this is going to eat you down to the bone, and your legs are going to be gone and stuff like that, gangrene or something. It's just simply not the case. But in the same token, it is something to be thoughtful about everyone around you. And if you have something, you think you have something, be cautious. You put on a face mask. The face masks, believe it or not, I didn't know this, but they are not to protect you. They're actually to protect other people.
So everybody has them. Everybody's protecting everybody.
Exactly. So when you sneeze into it, it doesn't come out. The velocity of a sneeze, I think, can be 100 miles an hour, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it can travel, but if you have a mask on, it won't. So really, the mask, the flimsy ones that you'll see a lot of people wearing, those are more protecting other people, not so much yourself. But it's good.
It compounds. I mean, if everybody's doing that same procedure, you're lessening the chance, which that's all we can look. If you don't have an N95 mask, that's fine. Any mask, you got the people making the homemade masks.
It's
awesome.
going to be better, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's just a great idea. Let's talk a little bit about cabin fever, because that sounds like what you were working on.
It's kind of like almost like The Shining or something.
Yeah, a little bit. So
a little bit of a scare.
So here's the thing. I have no perspective on this. I have not. I've actually increased the amount of work that I do.
You want a bottle of water, Jeff?
I would love a bottle of water, sir. So again, I am busy, and it's out of my mind. I'm keeping up. We're doing our appointments. We're servicing cars one at a time, and we're getting them through. We're getting the cars through.
And here we are, Jeff.
What's up,
Bars.
So, cheers, ready? 1, 2, 3, cheers.
Boom. Protection, protection, protection.
So, as I was saying, what was I saying again? We were talking cabin fever.
Going to start to talk about how do we know when we're coming up on cabin fever, and how do we slow things down. And I wanted to mention what one of my favorite YouTube creators, his name is Nick Niven, and he actually taught me how to do YouTube. And
cool.
You can definitely check out his channel. He's a great YouTuber. And right now he's doing these free meditations.
Ooh, I love meditation.
Yep, and he's really, slow down the breathing, let a little bit of time pass and doing nothing. And believe it or not, doing nothing, if you're actually concentrating on not thinking, that's something.
You have to do nothing correctly.
Exactly.
You have to do nothing. So,
and actually the value of that is tremendous, and I actually started to underestimate that, and I actually had to reel myself back in.
you know what does good for me? And again, same thing like he said, I got to reel myself back in on this, but guided hypnosis and guided meditation, there are so many videos on YouTube that are there for you. I mean, this is free emotional and mental health medicine free access. The guy I like, the YouTuber that I dig is, his name's Michael Seeley. I think I sent you one or two of his things. Very monotone, very relaxing. He does a self-hypnosis, self-induction hypnosis that is wonderful. But yeah, so do your meditation, do some hypnosis. I'm going to say also another great idea is going to be go outside. Now, understand that we are not supposed to go to public places, and I am not telling you when I say go outside, I don't mean go to the supermarket. I don't mean go, don't get me wrong, love seeing everybody, but I don't mean come here for your outing, come here to get your car fixed. But go somewhere and make sure you walk daily. Here's the thing, you remember, you watch a lot of movies, Mr. Eben?
I love movies, Jeff.
The Disney movie,
Love
Disney movie WALL-E. You remember WALL-E?
I don't know.
That's fair. So it's a kid's movie, probably not for you, but I've got kids, I've watched it. Basically, WALL-E, the world destroyed, completely gone. We had to leave Earth on these giant, they look like cruise ships, but they're in space. And people don't walk anymore. They're all these giant blobs, and these blob people are inside these little hovering scooters, so nobody even moves. So we want to avoid that movie becoming a reality here because everybody who's stuck in their house is not able to go out and do as much. So I'm going to challenge you. My son, we took him on a walk yesterday. He needed to get out, so we went and took a 2-mile walk.
That's great.
Got some blood flowing for him. It's great for me. I need all the exercise I can get. It makes me feel better. But get out there, do some exercise. And you know what? If you can't go out, you can't walk, go in your backyard. You need the sun on your face, the sun on your back. You need to get your blood pumping. You need to jog in place, do some.
Should I tell them what that'll lead to, Jeff?
Jumping jacks.
Exactly.
That's right. Tell them.
Should I tell them what doing the circulation will lead to?
Tell me.
It'll make your shoulders harder, longer, stronger. That's right. Keep you nice and.
Your forearm will be very strong.
Yes. And did I get that backwards? Harder, longer, stronger, longer, harder. I forgot.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Whatever works, exactly. So when you get out there, you get that heart pumping.
Yeah.
You can have other benefits, and you can help someone else with that too.
Absolutely. So and again, if you've got a favorite YouTuber that you work out, there's workout videos and stuff like that. Keep your exercise. Go outside, get your vitamin D. Make sure that you are doing your meditation or hypnosis if you would like to try it. You have to want to do it though. Eat healthy. I've been to the grocery store. It looks like everybody's carb loading for the night before the big football game. There's no spaghetti. There's no rice. So think about getting some proteins, whether you like lean meats, beans, fiber. Eat yourself a shit ton of. Go sit down and eat 4 apples, and then call me in the morning and tell me how you feel after you get off the toilet. But you'll feel great.
It's a lot of sugar, Jeff.
That's a lot of fiber too. That'll run through you.
Bell pepper will get you too.
Ooh, you know what else will? A half a box of Wheaties.
That's good.
So yeah, eat healthy. Make sure you go outside. You don't want to get scurvy, so you need to keep some activity. You need to keep some sunlight. You need to make sure you're still eating balanced and not living on Totino's pizza rolls.
And have some confidence.
Yes.
Chest out and be happy. And we're going to start out with numbers.
Yeah.
Jeff, you want to tell them how they can reach you?
Oh, well, let's do this. If you want to call the shop, reach us on our number. We are 702-433-LUBE. That's 433-5823. Or you can text me on the bat line, which is 702-907-9227. You can text me anytime. I'll answer you as soon as I open my eyes and see it. But I got another friend specifically. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You can't see shit. What's going to happen? Tell me.
What are they going to do, Jeff?
What are they going to do?
They're going to text me.
Whoa.
They're going to call me with curiosities, wanting to ask specific questions about the products. These right here, the 100% synthetic liquid cherry. If you haven't seen this ATF, if you haven't seen this stuff,
One more time. Give me another 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. If you get this stuff and you start pouring liquid cherry you're gonna be in a totally different place. Once you feel it, you can believe it. And we have a whole playlist on that. We'll stick it up here in the corner. And go ahead and text me, call me, 702-472-3614. And absolutely happy to answer your questions. For me, the only thing that matters is getting the results. If I get the results, help you with your car, it really means a lot to me. So far on the channel here, we've saved over $2 million in engines and transmissions. And these things are shifting better, faster, smoother, lasting longer, and better gas mileage, less smog emissions that go out into the atmosphere. We all breathe the same air. And to me, it just means the world to get these results. And that's what motivates me. And I'm having people call from all over the country, Canada.
Yeah, let's give a good shout out, Steve.
Yes.
Steve G, who was here today.
Yep.
We did 2 signatures for him. He had a 2003 Chevy Silverado 4.8 liter. Boom, signature series oil change.
And an engine flush.
With an engine flush, a PI and an upper cylinder.
Got all this junk out of the valves,
That's right.
off the rings.
Oh,
Amazing what this stuff does.
yeah. Quieted his engine a little bit. He had a little bit of a lifter tick, and it's working itself out, which is fantastic.
And the best thing, he doesn't have to change his oil for the whole year.
12 months.
That's right.
12,000 miles.
Yep, you got it.
So, Eben,
Yep,
it's been a hell of a week.
it has.
45 shows. 45. Nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, say it, call it.
Cheers to protection, protection, protection. Oh, and check out this video right here in the middle.
This one.
Check it out.